Well, that's it. We are completely done with soybeans for the year. So what we got to do now is switch this beast over to corn. 6.2 miles per hour. We are pushing 6,000, 5,400, 5,900, close to 6,000 bushels per hour right now. I apologize for not getting our finish of soybeans on video. It happened on a day when we were just too busy. I left the camera in the house. We had way too much going on over here. We still got a little bit to get ready here this morning. I'm gonna fill the grain dryer with dry corn right now because I want dry corn going into the bottom of the bins first, because if you put wet corn at the bottom of the dryer, it doesn't have time to dry before it ends up in the bin. So we're gonna fill this thing up right now before I dump any wet corn. Oh, I know what kind of animal makes tracks like that, and I don't like it. We gotta close that, open that, flip that lever. And we'll make sure that all of our clean out gates are in and latched up here. There's lots of them. Make sure the gate in the bottom is closed. Make sure the doors in the back are shut. We have had the blower motor and the airlock running. This is the stuff that moves the corn through the tubes to the bins that we want. I think everything is good, but now I need corn to put in there. And the only, not the only, but the best bin for taking that corn out of is in the back and not tied to the leg. So I'm gonna use this apparatus here to fill it with corn and move it up front. So I'm gonna do a little climbing here. Beautiful morning from up here. So you guys see the white looking stuff there? That is FM, we call it. Foreign material, basically ground up corn. It's not nearly as bad as it looks and it blends off just fine, but that is last year's corn. Light test weight, poor quality, high moisture. That's what last year's corn looks like. That's why we're transferring it, just to keep it moving. So it's going somewhere else so that it stores better, and then we'll blend it off with this year's higher, much higher quality corn, and it won't be a problem. But moving it is always safer. Everything moves a little slower out of that 8-inch auger than it does out of the grain leg. So it's a good chance to check the oil on this truck and get it out of the way. Well, shoot, this is taking a while. I suppose I could clean up my own mess while that loads. Chiefo, everything is set to go into the dryer. So I need to remind myself how to fire this dryer up and load it. Master control, computer. We have a beep. Dad is here. By the way, he can walk again. He got his brace off so he can walk. He was out here for a few hours yesterday, but he didn't look real comfortable. Morning. So now the dry corn's going up, down into the grain dryer, and then there's an auger in the top of the dryer that will load it and bring it to the front here. We're gonna make sure nothing's falling out the bottom. Everything looks right. The walls are actually perforated so that air can blow through them to dry the corn. So that's how the dust and the chaff actually gets to the outside. I think it looks good. The dryer actually holds more than a semi-load, so we need a few more bushels to fill it up here. We want to transfer more out of that back bin anyway, so round and around we go. Well, there's a first day situation. This little guy up here was plugging with crud, so he took the cover off. For some reason it dumped the first pit just fine. The second pit has decided to put half the corn out here onto the ground.
But it's going to take me at least an hour and 12 minutes to get up there with this thing.
An hour and, well, you can stop at full, I think. We went a little too long again. So the system is designed so that it fills the grain dryer first with wet corn. Did you cut it off? Yeah. Jeez. And then once the dryer pipe is full, it overflows into the wet bin. That's the way it's designed. That's what we want it to do, but that's what we're gonna do, but then it won't be latched, so we'll have to throw a set screw in or something to hold it there. It's the very bottom gate that runs down to the dryer spout. So the issue is this lock locks that open, which we need it open, but it'll spin itself shut if we don't have it locked. I'm thinking if I close it just a hair and put a cable clamp here, we're good. Yeah, if we got a little 1/4-inch cable clamp, we'll put it on the cable above the eyelid so that it's not locked, and then I think it'll hold there.
Okay.
You can see the gap? I'm going an awful long ways. Let's just try it there. It's easy to move the clamp. Well, we'll try that, see if that works. The bin guy says it shouldn't be able to even do that with the cover off, so something must be goofy up there. We got the dryer full and we're transferring more. Now we got to climb another bin because we need to know how full this one is, and eventually that one too. Rings up. Over a third full. I got called out by the John Deere guy who was out here setting this machine up, and I got a lot going on right now, but it wants to drive 6.5 miles per hour right now on auto steer with everything functioning automatically, and I'm trying to get used to it all. There, I'll take it off automatic. I'm gonna have to set the camera down and learn myself. Yeah, and I had this thing set on automatic and it was going 6.5 miles per hour.
No, they should have gone under the auger gun with that. You can drive faster, but we're going to get to the end anyway.
Look at how clean it's coming in back there. The guy with Deere is outside right now, kind of taking some samples out the back, making sure everything's clean back there. This thing's got a lot going on, so I got a lot to figure out here before I can really feel like I know what I'm saying about it, but so far it's doing what they claim. Just need the idiot behind the wheel to be able to catch up. Okay, 10-4, you're full. We got the trucks full, so we got everything full. I'll just run back and talk to Mike, see what kind of job it's doing.
Okay, yeah, it sounds good.
So the main reasons why we're not really fully set up and ready to go here, there's a couple reasons. Number one, harvest started like a week before we actually expected it to start. So we kind of ran short of time there. Number two, Dad's knee issues has really set us back because there's a lot of stuff around that grain bin setup that only the two of us can handle. So we can bring in extra labor to drive machines, but when it comes to what's going on with the grain bins, it's really only Dad and I. So that set us back. The other thing that's been a little bit of a setback is getting this thing going. But overall, this thing is going to speed us up for the next few days here, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in this video. Man, that lens is dirty. I'm sorry, I can't get to the inside to clean that. A little better? We're out of room for corn.
All full?
All full. How's it looking? Oh, we think we got things pretty close now, so I'll run back to the yard and see where we're at with stuff. It appears as though they've at least unloaded some of the wet corn. And this wet corn is actually relatively dry for us. We haven't had corn this dry in a long time. The stuff we're taking out there is down in the low 20s, 20-21% moisture. That's Awesome. We haven't had corn that dry in several years. We got the wet corn dumping. Dad's got a sample in here. We'll see what he's coming up with.
About 21.5 without the temp.
21.5.
And 1/4%.
Well, that looks good. We're feeding into the wet bin. So, we're gonna close this door before it comes out. Our wet corn is all in. We don't have the dryer running yet. What we're trying to do is continue to get down to the bottom of a couple of bins so that we can inspect the corn in there, know that we don't have to run the sweep around, that corn's good, we don't have to transfer it. This is our second to last one here, so we move more dry corn for now. You know what? You guys get the point. I'll see you in a few hours. All right, Onyx is gonna grab the grain cart. I'm gonna jump across the road here. We got a bunch of corn transferred. We got a little more to do tomorrow, but we are gonna take some more wet corn out there with the X9, show you guys a little bit of that. And now it's raining. 0% chance of rain today. So I'm gonna hurry this up in case this rain decides to pick up. Yes, this is the all-new John Deere X9 twin rotor machine. This is the 1100 model. This is one of the largest machines in the industry, one of the largest capacity machines in the industry. It is advertised to handle 7,200 bushels per hour. I can tell you that in this corn right here, which we've combined about 15 acres so far, relatively high quality corn, about 55, 56 pound test weight, about 21% moisture on average. It will handle that for sure. We've got a 40-foot header on it, 16 row, 30-inch header on it. So we are taking a 40-foot swath, and I'm driving 6.5 miles per hour in pretty decent corn for our area. A lot of this corn is 220 to 250 bushels per acre. A little bit variable, but even in that high yielding stuff, so far it has handled it well. Hopefully the camera does this justice, but check out that sunset over the neighbor's place while the rain starts to pick up here a little bit. I gotta talk about the combine a little bit before I hop in it. Hopefully this rain stops, huh? Yeah. This comes directly from John Deere themselves. This does not come from our local dealer. This does not come from our local dealer, Midwest Machinery, over in Glenwood. They are providing the service and the help with this thing because they are our local dealer. That is who we get a lot of stuff through. They are not providing this machine for us. Once I'm done with this machine, they're gonna get it back and they're gonna run it for a bunch of hours and send it over to some customers, and it's gonna bounce around the neighborhood to a lot of other customers that they wanna send it to. It's here for lots of people to use. I'll be getting it for 50 engine hours, so it's gonna be here for several days. You guys are gonna get to see it in action. I'm gonna test the thing. I'm gonna put it through the ringer and let you guys know what I like about it and what I do not like about it. Yeah. Okay, let's hop in this thing and fire it up. I can't tell you guys a whole lot about it yet because I've only run it for about 15 acres. We worked on it yesterday quite a bit, just getting things going and getting me up to speed with everything. We've got the Gen 4 screens in here. It's got double screens. I've got my iPad, so I am running the Connect Mobile on there as well. So far I can tell you that it unloads very quickly. It also has the adjustable spout here. Let's see. So I can aim it out a little bit. I can bring her down. That's something that's on a lot of newer models. I'm pretty sure a lot of the manufacturers have it, but it's something that's new to me anyway. I've got that handy camera too. That was on last year's 780 as well. Again, I think a lot of models have that. Our machine, our 9870, is actually a 2011, so we're jumping close to 10 years here. So obviously, some of the stuff that I'm impressed with is more than likely been out there on other models, whether it's Deere or other manufacturers. There we go, Onyx's first time running a grain cart by himself on corn. And he's doing it next to a X9 1100 with a 40-foot header at 5 miles an hour. And I promise, I will give you guys full rundowns on this as I get more used to it. Right now, I'm still kind of trying to figure out where I'm at with everything and understand this whole thing. It's got a 460 bushel hopper. And pegs, lucky. All right, 6, I'll meet you back in the same spot again in one more round. We'll finish filling the truck that's there and run in the yard, get another one. There you go, 6. That's a pretty full cart. You can go over to that truck, finish filling it, and we'll see how much you got left. Keep in mind that this machine, this thing is not going to be marketed towards the everyday common farm. It's not going to be marketed towards farms like ours. We have one machine that's a little bit older that we do just fine with. This machine is going to be marketed to the farm that has big acres, or they do a lot of custom harvesting. The farms that have 3, 5, 10 machines that want to go down to 1, 2, 5 machines. They can take this machine in, they can handle more bushels per hour using less labor. That is who is going to be interested in a machine like this. We're not going to be in market. Deere is still building the S series, the S700. That's the type of machine that a farm like ours will be interested in, not something that's this size. I gotta speed up here. Gotta remember how to do all of this. So that should fold. It appears as though we are folding. Lights off. Key off. Onyx has a really full cart here, so I'm gonna swing it up into the yard for him so that he doesn't have to get it out the field approaching into the yard here. All right, I'll be in about a half hour, buddy, okay? All right, see ya. When we're this close to the yard and we're just picking away, it works well to just have a truck right on top of the pits, dump it right in there, and up into the wet bin it goes. We may as well throw this thing in the shed for the evening, because I'm just going to walk down and grab that other truck. Hi, Mighty Mo. Get this truck out of the way. Now, go get that truck. It's a nice night for a walk anyway. A little dark out here, but I'm not scared. You're scared. You know what's cool about harvest? I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I see, you can't even pick up my hand. You can't even see that. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what looks like 8 different farmers going off in the distance. That's gonna about do it for me for the night. It's been another long day. I'm gonna jump back here and turn on a fan. It's hard to keep the dust off you guys lately. Remember guys, we are raising money right now. We are donating $5,000 ourselves to grain bin safety equipment and training. And there's a GoFundMe page set up right now. You guys have donated over $18,000 alone. That means with our donations, we are now up over $23,000. By the time this video comes out, it's gonna be more, no doubt. That's over $23,000 going towards helping local fire departments and first responders have the equipment and the training necessary to help farmers out in grain bins like this that I have spent so much time in lately. Nobody ever enjoys getting into a grain bin. It's part of the job, it's something we have to do, it's something all the farmers that have bins have to do. It is best if we can do it as safely as possible, but accidents do happen. So let's pitch in together and let's make a difference here. There are 2 links down below in the description. One of them is for that GoFundMe campaign in case you are interested in donating yourself. The other one is for an email that you can click on to send requests to. For us, we have gotten a ton of requests for this, for local fire departments, first responder crews, whoever it might be, that could use these funds to be able to get this equipment and this training necessary. So those are the 2 links down below. Please be patient with us. It's going to be some time before we can go through those requests and start dispersing the funds. We're busy during harvest right now. Becky is editing at least 1 thing a day, whether it be a video or an Off the Husk podcast. We are busy right now. Those requests are piling up. We will get to those, but it might be after harvest before we start actually distributing that money. So please be patient with us, but continue sending the requests. They are building up, they are there. We are going to look at each and every one. Thank you guys for those of you who have donated. Thank you for those of you who have watched this video. Again, all of this happens because you guys are watching this video. You're curious about what goes on our farm, what goes on farms everywhere. I can't represent every farm in America or in the world. I can represent it best here on our farm as we work. Thank you guys so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. I will see you in the next video where I promise we will be putting that X9 to work. We're gonna toss the GoPro out there, get some really cool shots. We're gonna get some fun stuff going on. We've got a lot of corn to go here. We're gonna put that thing to work. So thank you guys for watching. Till next time, keep it between the rows. Go on now, get.